the new $600 IRS tax threshold. That is coming very soon, and we all have to be prepared for it. Many people are asking, will they be impacted? And experts are now telling us that yes, every single person will be impacted, and I want to explain why in today's video. So make sure you stick around till the end. So here is the warning from the IRS. The IRS warns taxpayers about a new $600 threshold for third-party payment reporting. Now, that is big. The reason why this is so big is because this is something that is going to be new for most people. Most people, even though they filed their taxes every single year, they have not heard of the 1099-K. And this is important to understand because of this right here. Look at this. Before 2022, we're going to read this. The federal Form 1099-K reporting threshold was for taxpayers with more than 200 transactions worth an aggregate above $20,000. Most people have never heard of the 1099-K. Most people never received it because they didn't have more than 200 transactions and $20,000 or more in payments. Now, this is something that I've received every single year for probably 7 to 10 years because I do sell products and services online. Now, with that said, the new rule right here is, and this came through the American Rescue Plan that was passed back in March 2021, but this one is all that a single transaction over $600 may now trigger the form. Here is the problem with that. It is not just a single transaction over $600. It is any transactions that accumulate and will be more than $600 as well. $600 is that threshold. That is a huge problem because many people are going to go over it. And according to the experts, even some that don't are still going to get the form. And let's go over who is going to receive the 1099-K form in 2022. Right here it says companies file for 1099-K known as an information return annually to report credit card and third-party payments, with a copy going to taxpayers and the IRS. Yes, you get one and the IRS gets one. Now, according to Tommy Lucas, a certified financial planner and enrolled agent at the Moisand, said the business income on your return must include what's reported on Form 1099-K. Otherwise, you may trigger an automatic IRS notice or even an audit. Now, what does this mean? Well, here's what he's telling you, and this is true. Again, I'm no tax expert, but I've done it enough times. I understand this. Is if your business income doesn't show what is on the 1099, okay? They have to go together. If it doesn't show it and your income is missing some income that is over here on the 1099-K, that's going to trigger an automatic notice or an audit, and you do not want an audit. And right here is the big worry. The challenge with the new lower threshold amount of $600 for Form 1099-K is that personal payments and reimbursements could be incorrectly reported as taxable transactions. That's a problem because we are already seeing people are making payments using Venmo and PayPal and other third-party payment processors. They're using these platforms to send payments to somebody for splitting a bill or to a family member for a birthday present. That is a huge, huge problem. And this is also going to cause a taxable event. Now, here is something I want to read you. Look at this. It's possible you'll receive Form 1099-K for transactions you don't expect, such as reselling Taylor Swift tickets, right? At a profit, for example. And this is a huge issue, and obviously, yes, that's a taxable event. You sell tickets, you have to pay the tax on that profit. That is what is on the IRS or on the IRS tax code. However, here's something that's a little bit different. But what if you sell an item at a loss? Let's say you sell a $2,000 couch for $1,000. There's not a taxable transaction here. You don't get a capital loss for it, and you don't have a gain. But do you have to pay the taxes on that payment of $1,000 because, well, if you got through a third-party payment processor, yeah, it is now a taxable event. That is a major, major problem. Again, but that's what we're going to see. Now, here's something I want to read you. What happens if you get a 1099-K by mistake? Well, here's what I can show you right here. This is actually from the IRS frequently asked page, but it says right here that from the IRS says you shouldn't receive Form 1099-K for personal transfers such as reimbursements for splitting meals, gifts, or allowances. Here's the thing. Most people will not get this. But according to tax experts, they are now warning that there is a high likelihood that anybody that files their taxes is going to receive the 1099-K, and it may be by mistake. Okay? Even if you have $20 that you've received from, let's say, Venmo or PayPal, you could still get a 1099-K. The reason for this is because it's a mistake. Now, here's the thing. Most people are not going to realize it was a mistake. And according to some experts, they are anticipating there will be a lot of mistakes like this leading up into the 2022 tax filing season. Now, the IRS is understaffed. They are not going to accept 100% of phone calls, so you just need to be aware of that. It's going to take some time, but at the same time, it's going to be a major headache. Now, look at this. There is something that you can do right here. Okay, this is what you can do. If you want to, fight this, if you got a 1099-K by mistake, well, here's what you need to do. If you receive the form for personal transactions, the agency says to contact the issuer for a correction. Well, that seems pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I'll just go and contact, a Joe Schmo that I had lunch with, 9 months ago, never talked to since then, and ask, hey, you made this payment to me. We split our lunch, but you made the payment wrong. Can you go in there and change it so it's not going to be in a taxable event for me? Well, you think Joe Schmo is going to do that after 9 months and we haven't talked to each other since then? If it's a good friend, yes, but possibly not. Or you may not even remember who you had lunch with. Or at the same time, you're probably thinking, well, should I even reach out? The answer is possibly yes. Now, if the company doesn't fix the error, again, so there's two ways here. They're only talking about one way here. They're talking about reaching out to the company in this one. So let's say PayPal or Venmo. But if you reach out to the actual issuer, the person that made the payment as well, that's another possibility. Okay? If the company doesn't fix the error, you can attach an explanation to your tax return while reporting your income correctly, the IRS says. Well, do you see a problem with that? You're going to attach a explanation to your tax return. Chances are that means you can't e-file, right? Do you ever see on the e-file, somewhere where it says, attach an explanation? No. So either, we're going to see H&R Block start doing this, but chances are, no, you will not be able to do it. It's going to create another issue because now you got a paper file. And as we know, the IRS has been extremely backlogged, which means paper filing, if you are to get a credit, hey, if you are owed money and you paper file, well, chances are you're not going to see that money for a good 3 to 6 months. Some people are even waiting longer than that. So that's a major concern as well. And the big thing that I want to leave you with is people are going to be impacted by this new $600 IRS tax threshold, even if they haven't accepted any payments. Even if you've made the payments, you could be questioned. Again, this is very concerning, and this is something that I brought up multiple times back when they were considering it in the American Rescue Plan, was it was going to create more issues. So we will see what happens. We'll see how many issues it actually does create, but I will keep you updated on everything that's going on between now and then. So all you got to do 2 things. Number 1, hit that like button. Number 2, click that subscribe button so you never miss an update, and I'll see you guys on the next one.